Fashion Crossroads fans. This is Wednesday Wardrobing, the beginning of our September series. And September is all about fashion trends, fall and winter fashion trends for 2023. So every Wednesday this month, I'll be covering a different aspect of the fashion trends so that by the time we're done with this whole series, you'll have a good perspective on what the popular colors are, what the popular styles are, what the important fabrics are, what your accessory trends and denim trends are. So I will kind of cover it all this month. So I'm so glad for you to join me. I do have my iPad with me tonight, which will allow me to see your comments because I have my phone switched so that I have the best camera at me and you get the best view, but that also means that I can't see comments. So with my iPad, I'll be able to comment or see comments and respond to you. So if you have any questions, thoughts, make sure you say hi when you hop on. I'd love to be able to tell you hello. And if you have any questions, comments, anything, go ahead and share those. Okay. All right. So my favorite way of getting the color palette for this season is Pantone. I think that's how you say it. It is a color analysis group, and they forecast colors seasons and years in advance. And that allows the manufacturers to choose their fabrics, to put their line in place, all before I see it and all before you buy it. For every single piece of clothing, it's a multi-year process. By the time the colors are chosen, the fabrics are chosen, the styles are created, and all of that. So it's quite an interesting industry. So this is your color palette for fall 2023. And I'm going to go over it with you and show you some examples of each of the colors and also talk to you a little bit about what you can pair those with. So we're going to start on the left on this side and work our way to this side. So first is what they are calling persimmon. So persimmon is a really pretty peach color. I pulled this gorgeous little cardigan that we have in the store because I think this is a really good example of the color. It could also be a little bit brighter than this. This one's kind of muted, but still I think it gives you a really nice perspective of what that color is. This is a really neat color to have in a winter palette because this is typically corals. Peaches are typically something that we would think about having in the spring palette. So to be able to have this in a winter palette is really nice. And the reason for that is because it's a really versatile color. So you can pair it up with gray. I think it's really, really pretty with gray. Of course, it's going to look amazing with your denims, your vintage denims or your dark denims. It's also going to work really well with your browns. And then, of course, you're going to be able to wear it with your blacks. So what a color like this does for us is it does give us that, I'm going to pull this rack just a little bit closer here. It does give us that little bit of color uplift in the middle of winter. And here in Wyoming, we have a really long winter. If you're not from here and you're watching me from out of the state of Wyoming, we have a really long winter and we lose a lot of our color. So, you know, we don't have trees with leaves on them. So we have evergreens that provide some color, but it's generally a very gray, white, brown time of year here in Wyoming. And so I think because of that, we really crave color in the winter. So being able to have a little bit of a color that uplifts your spirit and your mood in the midst of all that is really, really great. And I think that's true of the second color as well, which is called conch shell. Love that. Makes you think of a wonderful beach. And And this is also in the Barbie pink trend. So this is a salmony pink. It's not fuchsia, it's not baby pink. It's more of that, you know, pink like the inside of a conch shell. It's also, you know, Barbie pink. And it's a beautiful color, again, to have in the winter palette for the same reasons as the persimmon that we just talked about. It also is super versatile. It looks really pretty back to gray. Of course, it looks beautiful with brown. I think it's going to look really nice with dark denim as well. I love those two colors put next to each other. So if it can work with dark denim, it can work with navy blue. So lots of options here with this color, lots of pairing options. And then again, that really pretty, a little bit somewhat touch of spring in the middle of winter, which we really like a lot. All right, next is fiery red. And I didn't have any single piece of clothing that was just fiery red, but I think this blouse does a really good job of that. So you see that bright red color that's in that blouse? That is the red that we're talking about. So it is your true kind of orange. This looks like more like a blue red. So, but a blue, very pigmented red. So of course we know that red has a physical effect on us. When we see it, it actually speeds up our pulse rate. So red is always a punch of color. It's always, it's a power color. It's an attention-getting color. So to have that red in there is really kind of a great pop of color for under things, and then also mixed in with prints is beautiful as well. This is another good example. This blouse also has that fiery red in there. And notice that it's paired up with the magenta and also that persimmon pink. So those three colors together are a great combination and work really, really nicely together. You can see with that fiery red mixed in with that kind of coral and the, you know, salmony pink, how pretty those colors are together. So once we get through those, then we go on to fired brick. So fired brick is like your dark, rich brick color, can go into currant or eggplant. This is the new currant from Simply that's just come in. Love it. It's a beautiful, rich, earthy, deep, grounded color. Looks really pretty on a lot of complexions. Easy color to mix back with black, with brown, with gray. Again, all of those colors work really well with this. So you can do your grays with it very, very well. Of course, black is very pretty with it. And then even brown. Now this one is a little bit of a gray brown, but any kind of a brown is going to be really pretty back with that currant as well. So really, really nice color. I'm a really big fan of that color. All right, let's see if I have any comments yet. No, I don't. So make sure when I get to the end of the video, there's a lot of times if you wait to the end to comment, there's a lag between when you comment and when I see it, and sometimes I miss them. So if you do think of something that you need to ask, make sure you ask it before we get to the end. Okay, so next is what they are calling sharp green. And it is a really pretty color. I don't even know what to compare this color to. It's not olive. It's not sage. It's got way more pigment than either of those. It's a bright color, you know, not neon, but still, you know, bright and cheerful. This is a great example of sharp green. This is a little coat that we have in from Tribal, and I think it's a perfectly chosen example of this color. So again, greens are always earthy. They always, you know, remind us of the spring and the summer when things are growing. But having that little bit of punch of color is so nice to have in the middle of winter. And I love this color paired up with dark denim. I think it's so beautiful. So it's also anytime, like I said, anytime you can do dark denim, you can do navy. So it's going to be really pretty paired up with navy as an example. And then I think also it's going to look nice with your vintage wash denims. And also I think it's going to be a really great color to pair up with black if you want to go that route, or even brown if you want to go that route. So I think pretty versatile and pretty easy to wear with a lot of things. All right, next is I need my glasses, the lace cap hydrangea. I didn't have any one specific item that was just this color, but I think this sweater is a really great example. So just to show you that color that we're looking at is this one right in the middle. So it's kind of a bright sky blue. So this one has a lot of denim in it, but you can see this little band of brighter sky blue. I think that's a great example of this color. And of course your blues, very much like this green, again in that brighter tone, are going to be very cheerful. It's reminds us of the sky, clear blue skies, more of a spring kind of sky than a winter sky. Again, I think that's going to be really uplifting in the middle of winter. And again, this color is going to look great back with gray. It's going to really pop next to gray. And then it's going to be really nice as a contrast color with dark denim. So you've got kind of your light and your dark working together there. I think those are going to be really pretty ways to wear it. And then it's also going to look really pretty back with navy as well. Okay. Next we have Spectra Yellow. So Spectra Yellow is like a little bit warmer than banana yellow, but not necessarily mustard. So it's right in the middle of those two colors. So again, are you noticing a trend here? All these kind of summery, sunshiny colors. If you study color theory, you know that the colors that are fashionable in clothing, in fashion, and also in design are a direct correlation with the mindset of our society. So in times of war or turmoil, we tend to choose, we have more grays, more blacks, more navy blues, darker colors, more somber colors. When people are feeling better, then you're going to see brighter colors. And so this color palette is, I think, really a representation of the fact that life is getting back to normal after COVID, and there is this sense of adventure. People are traveling, and there's just a lighter feeling that we have as a society, and I think that's being reflected in these colors. So beautiful color, great color to pop something. This color is gorgeous back with brown. Really, really pretty. These are University of Wyoming colors, go Pokes. And it's also really beautiful paired up with dark denim or navy blue. It's a really nice contrast for those. I love how that looks. Very, very pretty, very nice pop of color. Again, great as a layering piece, as like a little jacket or a cardigan or a sweatshirt. Great, like cheerful color to wear in the wintertime. All right, next is olive oil. And olive oil is kind of this olivey green yellow. So it's not the olive of last season that was darker. It's more of a yellow, warmer olive. So I think this little crop sweater is a great example of that color. It's almost sagey, and kind of a really nice transition. This color is really good with any kind of a warm tone. So of course you're going to be able to do it with your browns. There's a ton of rust out there too, even though that color is really not represented. I suppose it is a little bit by the fiery brick can go into the rust tones, but this color is going to be great with the tobaccos, great with the rusts. All of those are going to be a really nice way to pair this up. And then of course any kind of green is always very pretty with black and always very pretty with navy. So your dark denims are going to work as well. All right, and then the next color I did not have a single example of, and it is sparkling grape. So that is the color. So this is, if you think about grape juice, that is the color that we're talking about. And I did not have a single thing in the store that was a representative of this color. So I can't show you an example, but I think grape juice, if you have that in your head, that will give you a great example of what that color looks like. And grape is, again, going to be really pretty with gray, going to be really pretty with dark denim, navy blue, going to be also pretty with vintage denim. So it's going to be a really nice color as well. And then last is blue atoll, which is this color here. So it's almost like a tealy turquoise color. Gorgeous color, one of those that most everybody can wear. It's very flattering, and it's rich and earthy and grounded. So it reminds me of the current as far as that. You know, these colors are different than this color, right? This is punchy, it's kind of edgy. These are grounded, earthy, rich colors. So you have this kind of part of the palette that's really punchy, and then you have this other part that's just really grounded and rich. And teals are really pretty easy to pair up. They're good with a lot of things as well. So again, great back with gray, beautiful with navy. Teals and turquoises are gorgeous paired up with navy. So again, if you can do navy blue, you can do dark denim. So that's going to be really nice. And then always you can do teals and turquoises with black as well. So I feel like this season's palette is going to be pretty easy to mix and match with a lot of your basics that you already have in your closet. So that's really nice when that happens because it just extends our wardrobe out so much. All right, so let me just refresh this, see if I have any comments or shares. It doesn't look like I do. And I'm listening to myself talk here. So hopefully this is helpful to you. Even if you're catching the replay, please comment in the comments, #replay. Give me a comment. Tell me what you liked. Tell me what was your favorite color. Tell me what color you're most excited about adding to your wardrobe. Just give me some feedback. Let me know that you watched it and you enjoyed it. I always appreciate hearing from you guys on those live videos. All right? Have a great rest of your evening.